Hey, good morning. So I'm back for another video. I wanted to do this live, but I said, you know what, let me do this on the video and then I'll come on. But what happened this weekend still has me thinking because I just had this moment of three synchronistic moments today alone. So there's great things happening and total shifts going on. And I was like, let me do this video because this video has been a part of the journey that has made me scratch my head and smile. And this part is just wait until you hear it. So, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. And in my lap is a frame. I took it all apart while I was talking, and I wanted to share what happened. So this Thursday, my granddaughter stayed over, and she gets up in the morning and she's like, honey, I have this picture to draw for you. And I'm like, okay. And so she's next to me and she's drawing this picture. And she took it out and went in the kitchen and then she brings it to me. And I'm like, oh. So she has pastels and colored pencils, all of the things. So she brings it into me and she's like, honey, look. And she's like, I drew you this picture. And I was like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. So let me go back to, I believe it was April of this year. April, maybe the end of March. I was on Instagram listening to Adewale Adio. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. Please let me pronounce that right. He is the husband of Aaron Lyons. Both of them are super amazing spiritual teachers and helping many millions, right, through their YouTube page and their platforms just really grow in timeline shift and quantum leap and mindset changing. And for me, you've been keeping your voice quiet and there's something that you need to do. Okay. So he has this specific topic that brought me in, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, wow. And there's this lady that's on, and he invites her on the reel to do question and answer, and I'm like, wow, this is awesome. And so she's sharing and she's crying, and I'm like all wrapped up and emotional with her too, and resonating with her because some of the things that she's sharing with her journey about how she feels about, you know, God, leading her path. She was talking about water and these really significant things. And I was like, wow, I should ask some questions. And I was like, he's not going to pick me. But then I was like, watch what happened. I knew it. I knew, my gut said, he's going to pick you. Out of all of the people, there's like, I don't even know how many people is listening to this live. But all of a sudden I hit the button to, what is it, ask to join the reel. And then I turn like this. And when I look back up, there he was on the reel. So he begins to, I talked to him about an issue that I was having, and he told me that I needed to cook more because of the vibration of the people and my food. That was an issue, and that I could be having some gluten sensitivities. That was a thing that was going on. It was something that was, concerning me, and had to be March, because the next thing that happened was I started to do yoga and Kundalini yoga specifically, and that has helped me tremendously. Do your own thing. Don't take this as medical advice. I'm just giving you my experience. And that was March the 19th. So it had to be somewhere close to that time frame. And so he's talking to me about me not sharing my gift and how I have this gift. And I don't even realize that I have this gift. And he says, you're not sharing it because something that happened. And I'm like, yes, it's something from my childhood. And he says, so you're letting something that happened 30 years ago, because he knew how, I believe he asked me my age. He's like, something that happened 30 years ago still affect you. And that was like a gut punch. And I thought about that, and he told me it was an issue that I'm having with one of my parents, my only parent. And he told me to write a letter and write it and say all of the things that I wanted to say, and then to burn it. And it was 9 pages what I wrote. And he knew, he said specifically, you know what this letter is about. There's things that you haven't said, that you haven't shared with anyone? And I was like, yes, okay, this is intense. So here I went. And I had shared it with some people. I wanted to keep the letter. I wanted to make a copy of it. And I told one of my family members, and they said no. He said burn it. So I did all of the things, and I let everything go, and it was cathartic, and I have moved on. And then here comes this picture. So one of the things he had said to me was that he did an activation on this call, and he called me a serpent teacher and a rainbow teacher. I had to get on chat and even figure out what that was because I could guess, but specifically I was like, where did he get that from? And he told me that after the call that I wouldn't be the same. These are my words, not verbatim, but it was a whole thing, and everything changed from then. And then here we are, Friday morning. My granddaughter gets involved and she draws this picture. Now I'm on Reiki 2 and I'm about to take Reiki 3 to become a Reiki master. And here's the picture. What has been happening in my meditation are these pink raindrops that I see to etherically wash myself. Nobody knows that. And here's the pink raindrops. Here's the rainbow. Here's what looks like a hand. And here's all of the colors, right? The chakra colors. And then here's all these hearts. She doesn't know that right now I am on my third 40-day Kundalini heart segment, right? So I have a calendar up and I've gone through I'm on my third 40 days of specifically because I felt like as I was coming out of the second one, I was like, I should work on my heart. And so look at all of these hearts. And then here's the ant. And she doesn't know that I kept having this conversation with Al about the ants and how they protect and they, store up and take care of their family. We had ants conversations often this year. And then that little purple guy is the serpent. And I said, is that a snake? And she said, yes. And I was like, wow. And I was like, you drew that? And she said, yes. And she's like, and these are flowers. It's all of my things that I have been embodying ever since this new year came in. The rainbow was huge just recently, and I was able to stop on the highway and see it in such a vivid and vibrant way. That happened, and I was so taken back by it, and I was like, she put a rainbow over me. So I wanted to show this to you, and I have to share it because this is like part of my digital diary per se. And when things start to turn up, which I know they will because I'm like, little girl, where did you, she's my sweetie. She literally pulled this out of a place and put it on paper. That in itself speaks to her gift. So today, I have this frame and I have my masterpiece behind me. She drew me a masterpiece some time back. We were outside on the patio doing artwork, and she painted me a masterpiece, and I'm like, she had to be what, 4 or 5 years old maybe. And so that's behind me on the wall, a canvas that she did. And now here we go. This is the teacher, I'm going to call this. Get hubby to put it up. And I'm going to keep you all posted, but I had to share it with you because it has been eye-opening for me. And confirmation. Let's see what it looks like. Yes. Confirmation of the teacher. And I just recently wrote I've been doing these activations and I want to share them with you. I'm going to come back and share them with you. They have been gratitude activations, and one of them is for the people who have helped you, your income generators. These are people, I'll tell you about it. And then one is teacher. The one is a teacher, and I'm still working on your villains. But teacher is the one that I just finished. The villain one I'm struggling with a little bit because if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, they're villains in your life, but they're also helping you with what you're supposed to do. So I honestly consider them as teachers. And so I'm going back and forth. Are they really villains? I know they drive you crazy, these people that do the moves. But they're also teaching you at the same time. So that one I'm still working on. But the other two activations, I'm going to come on and share them with you. And I pray that it blesses you. And I hope that this experience, my digital diary, has been a blessing to you. And I should have put her name here. I can put like a little sticker or something and put her name. I'll go get that made maybe with a one of those machines. But that is it. That's my official teacher picture. The little snake is out of there. And I mentioned Kundalini yoga, right? That's your awakening. It's happening. I was like, well, how did this girl? I'm so amazed by that. And I had to share it. All right, I have to boogie. Take care. Thanks for listening and talk to you soon.